Did you know that a simple food choice before bed could silently put your heart and brain at risk? Most people have no idea how hard the body works during sleep to maintain balance, and what we eat before going to bed can either help or seriously get in the way. But look, this video isn't here to scare you with rare or exaggerated stories. Our goal is to help you understand what really happens inside your body while you sleep, especially after the age of 60. The truth is, as we get older, digestion slows down, blood pressure becomes more unstable, and the body's ability to recover overnight becomes more fragile. So, a food that seemed harmless in your 40s can now pose a risk if eaten at the wrong time. The title of this video refers to a real case, a 72-year-old Brazilian man who passed away after unknowingly making one of the mistakes we're going to explain today. We're not here to point fingers at a single villain, but to help you better understand your body and respect what it needs at night. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 specific foods you should never eat before bed, and more important than the list are the reasons behind it. The explanations may surprise you, and I bet you'll recognize some of these foods from your nighttime routine. Stick with me until the end, because this isn't just about what to avoid. It's about taking care of your body during the most important years of your life. If you're between 60 and 85 years old, this could be one of the most important videos you'll watch this year. Shall we begin?
Number 1. Heavy meals with red meat. A steak dinner might seem comforting, especially on colder nights when your body craves warmth and satiety. But the problem starts when that same meal is still sitting in your stomach long after your head hits the pillow. Red meat is naturally slower to digest. Because it's rich in saturated fat and protein, your body has to work hard, and for a long time, to break it down. And for someone in their 70s or 80s, when digestion tends to slow down, this can become a real burden during the night. While you're trying to rest, your stomach is still working in overdrive. This delays the onset of deeper sleep stages, and even worse, increases the risk of acid reflux, nighttime blood pressure spikes, and even irregular heartbeats. One study showed that older adults who consumed large amounts of animal protein close to bedtime experienced more sleep disturbances and a higher nighttime heart rate. It's important to be clear. No one is here to tell you to never enjoy a good steak. The issue isn't the food itself, but the timing of when you eat it. A real-life example is the case of Mr. Roberto, a 72-year-old man with no known history of heart problems. One evening, he had a late barbecue dinner and went to bed soon afterward. During the night, his heart went into stress mode, trying to manage the heavy load of fat while his body was supposed to be resting. Tragically, Mr. Roberto suffered a silent arrhythmia in his sleep. His wife found him unresponsive the next morning. Later, doctors discovered he had sleep apnea, something he wasn't even aware of, and combined with the heavy meal, it proved to be fatal. Cases like this are rare, but the risks are real. That's why experts recommend give your body at least 3 to 4 hours to digest a heavy red meat meal before going to bed. And if you're craving some protein later at night, opt for something lighter. Hard-boiled eggs, a bit of plain yogurt, or even a warm lentil soup can be excellent choices. The key is to support the body's natural nighttime rhythm, which is focused on restoration. Don't overload that process with digestive demands your body can no longer handle like it did 30 or 40 years ago. And the good news is, once you start eating lighter at night, many people notice a big improvement in their sleep and wake up feeling much more energized. You're not giving up the pleasure of good food, sir. You're simply giving your body a better chance to recover, night after night. Number 2, sugary desserts and sweets late at night. There's something very comforting about grabbing a cookie or a slice of pie after dinner. It feels like a well-deserved reward after a long day, doesn't it? But for those between 65 and 85 years old, this common habit can silently wreak havoc on the body while you sleep. When you consume sugar-rich desserts before bed, your blood glucose level rises quickly and drops just as fast. This sudden drop can cause night sweats, frequent trips to the bathroom, and even those sudden awakenings around 2 or 3 in the morning. It may not seem dangerous at first, but over time, this sugar roller coaster disrupts hormonal rhythms and deeply affects sleep structure. In addition, sugar increases inflammatory processes in the body, which interferes with the nervous system in ways most people don't even imagine. An example of this is the case of Mrs. Carolina, 74 years old. She had a habit of eating a small chocolate sweet every night before bed. She thought it was harmless, but after a few months she began to feel tingling in her legs, started having vivid nightmares, and woke up completely drained of energy. After a doctor's appointment, everything became clearer. Her blood sugar was fluctuating during the night and activating the sympathetic nervous system, exactly when the body should be in deep rest. When she cut out nighttime sweets, the symptoms began to improve within a few weeks. What many elderly people don't realize is that, over time, the body becomes more sensitive to sugar. The pancreas no longer responds as it once did, and insulin efficiency naturally decreases. This means that sometimes even a small slice of cake can turn your whole night upside down. Instead, how about eating fruits earlier in the day, when the body is more prepared to handle sugar? And if that craving hits after dinner, try a chamomile. Tea with cinnamon or a few slices of banana. They help increase serotonin and prepare the body to truly relax. This isn't about deprivation. It's about taking care of yourself, about reclaiming your nights and waking up better every morning. And if you've made it this far and are finding this content helpful, comment number 2 down below so I know you're following along. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications. That helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires you to live with more health and well-being. Now let's keep going, because there's still more important information coming up. Number 3. Aged cheeses and cured meats. Foods like cheese, cured ham, salami, and smoked sausage. Many people love enjoying these foods as a late-night snack. A small plate of cheese or a few slices of cured meat seem like a treat. Something indulgent, satisfying, even comforting, especially when dinner was lighter. But for older adults, these foods can silently sabotage sleep quality. And over time, the effects can go far beyond just a bad night's sleep. Both aged cheeses and cured meats are rich in tyramine, a natural compound that stimulates the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that raises blood pressure and increases alertness. This might even be useful in the morning when you need to wake up and stay active. But at night, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire your body is trying to put out. An example of this is Mr. Geraldo, 78 years old. He had a nightly ritual, a few slices of cheddar cheese and some salami while watching TV. He thought it helped him relax. But over time, he began waking up with a racing heart and strong headaches, and had no idea why. It was only after speaking with a nutritionist that he discovered the role of tyramine in those symptoms. When he stopped eating those foods after sunset, the symptoms drastically decreased, and for the first time in a long while, he started sleeping deeply again. But that's not all. These foods are also loaded with sodium, the salt used to preserve them. And eating too much salt at night can cause fluid retention, swelling in the legs and feet, tight rings on your fingers, and frequent trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night. In addition, excess salt subtly raises blood pressure, putting extra strain on the heart at the exact moment it should be resting and repairing. And there's another layer here: digestion. Fatty, aged cheeses are hard to break down. The body has to work overtime to process them, which increases internal temperature and steals energy that should be used to repair cells, balance hormones, and promote restorative sleep. This can lead to symptoms like restless legs, strange dreams, and light sleep that leaves you groggy when you wake up. Now, if you really enjoy these foods, that's okay. You don't need to eliminate them from your life. But try eating them at lunch or earlier in the afternoon. For dinner, choose foods that are gentler on the digestive system, like steamed vegetables, a bit of rice, grilled fish, or lentils. You'll be surprised by the difference this can make in your nights. Simple changes can trigger a powerful ripple effect, especially after the age of 65, when every organ in the body becomes more sensitive to our choices. What seems small can actually be a giant step toward calmer, safer nights. Number 4. Chocolate and hidden sources of caffeine. At first glance, it seems harmless. A piece of dark chocolate after dinner might feel like a treat, a peaceful way to end the day with a touch of pleasure. But what many people don't realize is the amount of caffeine and theobromine that chocolate contains, two substances that directly stimulate the nervous system, raise heart rate, and make it harder for the body to produce melatonin, the essential hormone for deep and restorative sleep. While younger people can handle this kind of stimulation better, the aging brain becomes much more sensitive to it. For those between 65 and 85 years old, even a small amount of chocolate at night can delay sleep onset by over an hour, and worse, it can reduce the deep sleep stages by up to 20%. And there's a hidden trap here. Chocolate is often just the tip of the iceberg. Many people consume other sources of caffeine late in the day without realizing it. For example, decaffeinated coffee still contains small amounts of caffeine, enough to disrupt the sleep of more sensitive individuals. And it doesn't stop there. Some painkillers, weight loss supplements, and even teas that seem relaxing, like green tea or white tea, can contain caffeine unless they're clearly labeled caffeine-free. A real-life example is Mrs. Ruth, 82 years old. She had the habit of drinking a mug of green tea with a piece of dark chocolate every night before bed. She believed it was a healthy choice. But over time, she started having vivid dreams, waking up in the middle of the night and feeling completely drained in the morning. When she removed those items from her evening routine, her sleep improved significantly in just a few days. And look, this isn't about cutting out everything you enjoy. Chocolate, coffee, tea, none of them are villains. The key here is timing. For a body that's more sensitive to stimulation, these pleasures should be enjoyed earlier in the day, preferably in the morning or around lunchtime, and always. Remember to check the labels of medications and supplements. If you find terms like caffeine, guarana extract, or green tea, it's important to stay alert. As we age, the line between what helps and what harms becomes thinner. Being mindful of what you consume after 5 p.m. can be the difference between a peaceful night and a restless one. If you're still watching and finding this information useful, comment number 4 down below. That way I know you're following along. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That helps us keep creating valuable content to help you live a healthier, more vibrant life. Let's keep going, because there's still more important information coming up. Number 5. Alcohol before bed. For many older adults, a glass of wine or a sip of liqueur before bed feels like a comforting ritual. It warms the body, calms the mind, and indeed, it can even help you fall asleep faster. But here's what most people don't know. Alcohol disrupts the second half of your sleep cycle. It acts as a sedative, yes, but it prevents the body from reaching the deeper stages of sleep, the very ones that restore your immune system, memory, and regenerative capacity. What seems like rest is actually just sedation, and that difference matters. Studies show that alcohol reduces REM sleep, the phase of dreams, emotional processing, and memory consolidation. And since REM sleep naturally decreases with age, alcohol only speeds up a loss you can't afford to have. That's why many adults over 65 who drink at night wake up in the middle of the night and struggle to fall back asleep. The body heats up, the heart races, and the liver goes into overdrive, like someone turned on an engine just when it needed to rest. And here's another very important point: balance. Even small amounts of alcohol affect motor coordination and reflexes. For someone in their 70s or 80s, this becomes a real risk. Getting up to use the bathroom, walking down a dark hallway, or even just getting out of bed can become dangerous. Falls remain one of the leading causes of hospitalization among older adults, and all it takes is one rough night and one wrong step to change everything. And don't think this only applies to drinks. Many foods contain hidden alcohol. Sauces, desserts, herbal tonics. Even when heated, some of the alcohol can remain active. Take the case of Mr. Marvin, 76 years old. He loved a hot toddy before bed. He felt it helped him relax. But every morning he'd wake up groggy, irritable, and low on energy. His doctor suggested he stop for a week. The result? More restful sleep, a more energized body, and a clearer mind. You don't have to give up all comforts. But if you're over 65 and dealing with light sleep, imbalance, or waking up tired, Cutting out alcohol at night might be the small miracle your body has been waiting for. And here's one final important message. As we age, the small choices gain power. A light snack here, a warm drink there. They may seem harmless, but to a more sensitive body, they can be the difference between a good night and a bad one, between more vitality or more risks. Avoiding these 5 foods and drinks at night isn't about fear, it's about awareness. It's about giving yourself every advantage to stay strong, alert, independent, and well. You deserve mornings with more energy, fewer falls, and zero grogginess. And the best part? These changes don't require anything expensive, complicated, or out of reach. They just ask for attention and a little love for your body. If you've made it this far, congratulations. It shows that you're not just living, you're evolving, learning, and taking care of the quality of your years. And that makes you stronger than a lot of people half your age. Now we want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share what you learned today and how you plan to apply it in your routine. Reading your comments is what motivates us. The most toe keep going. And of course, if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Your support helps us continue creating more content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for being with us, and until the next video. Health and vigor to heal any pain.